You jinxed it, didn't you? Okay. So that's about it for atmosphere. Really good album. It was good. So Harrison, you're gonna. Why don't you go ahead and ask me? Yes, this is gonna be the one I'm bringing. Take it over. So, I have brought an album for consideration, but before we can figure out whether we're going to do that album, we need to roll the dice for our Play Disc Request Lottery. For those of you just joining us, the Request Lottery is a drawing that we run at the end of each episode where if you have made a request for an album that you'd like to hear us cover, we're going to roll the dice and see if we go with one of the suggestions. The majority of the contributions have come from our patrons at the $5 and above level. Each of those gets assigned a number between 1 and 100. And I'm about to roll a 100-sided die, or a pair of 100-sided dice to... That would be a wonderful problem to have. At which point we will figure it out. But I'm rolling a D100, and if the number that comes up corresponds to one of those albums on the Request Lottery spreadsheet, then we're going to cover that in 2 weeks. If not, we'll do the one that I have in my back pocket for us here. You can view the spreadsheet. We'll have a link to it in the show notes. It's going to be a publicly available Google Docs spreadsheet. I'm also going to post a video of this die roll, just to make sure we're completely on the level here. All right. Yes, but the dice are weighted. Yeah, so. The number that has come up is number 93. The 3 die actually went under my monitor, so the camera didn't capture it. I assure you, no funny business. 93. Oh, just barely missed one. We had a suggestion at 95, but 93 is not assigned to a suggestion, so it's going to be a normal episode, which I have planned out as Hokey Fright, the first and only album by the hip-hop folk duo The Uncluded, which is A$AP Rock and Kimya Dawson from 2013. Yes, but also a solo artist at this point. She's come out with albums on her own. It's a very strange combination, and we're going to talk about just how strange it is and what the results of that came from. When I first had the idea to do a podcast covering full albums, this is one of the first ones that came to my mind because it is so unique. There is nothing else like it, and I can't wait to explore it with you in 2 weeks, Harrison, on Play Disc. It'll be a surprise to everybody. Anyway, that'll do it for this week. Hey, if you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. I also want to thank our good friend Ben Wright-Human for providing the promotional artwork for us, that green and purple portrait of the dashboard of a car. You can find more of his work at bwhcomics.com if you'd like. Ben also supports us on Patreon, along with Vita Porabil, Chase DeMonte, and Adam Herchak. We are extremely grateful for all their support. And dear listeners, if you would like to join them in supporting us, you can visit patreon.com/playdiscpodcast. That's DISC, Playdisc Podcast, to make a monthly contribution. It is completely optional. The show is free and always will be. But if you do donate, we'll read your name at the end of each episode, just like we did for the 4 who currently support us, as well as give you access to benefits such as an entry into our request lottery, which you just heard us draw from, and having your voice chanting "Play Disc" in our opening theme song, or a library of bonus episodes in which Harrison and I discuss movies about music. Now, if you want to take a breath. Also, listeners, if you want to contact us, we're easy to find. You can email us at playdiscpodcast@gmail.com. We're also on Facebook under the name Play Disc Podcast. We're on Twitter with the name @PlaydiscPodcast. I hope you'll join us in 2 weeks for our discussion of The Uncluded. But until then, catch you on the B-side. Like chocolate and peanut butter. Nice. All right.